evening. I'm Army Sergeant Hank Minitrez. This is Newsline. A U.S. soldier shot and injured earlier this week was taken back to the scene of the attack to reconstruct the crime for German police. The AP reports ballistics experts are also studying the attack. The 26-year-old soldier was shot in the left hand and leg early Monday morning on his way to Schweinfurt, Germany. Both German and U.S. military officials say there's no indication of terrorism involved in the attack. German police are offering a $4,600 reward for clues in the shooting. Well, for the last 3 years, Kosovo Force's goal was clear: provide a safe and secure environment and eventually transition back to civilian authority. Army Sergeant Brent Wooker reports on how some observation posts in the multinational Brigade East area of operations are closing their gates.
Observation Post Power sits on a hill overlooking the town of Cernica. From one tower, soldiers kept watch over the entire village. Now, with the closing of the base, soldiers of Alpha Company, 2nd Infantry, 2nd Battalion will conduct patrols from nearby Camp Monteith. The closing of power is another sign that the situation in Kosovo is getting better.
I can tell a lot has improved since 1 Bravo rotation. We don't have near as many incidences as we did last time.
About an hour's drive from Observation Post Power is Observation Post Zegra, and it too will close.
Everything's been going so well that it's about time for us to pull out, that there should be no dip in overall K4 presence, just the fact that we're not living next door.
I kind of have mixed feelings about it, you know. I'm glad that the fact, I guess higher up feels that the area is more stable, more secure, and our presence isn't needed here 24/7. But it's kind of sad too, because we pretty much made this our home.
American soldiers patrolling towns like Zegra and Cernica will remain a familiar sight to the local residents. With the closing of bases like Power and Zegra, it's another sign that Kosovo is moving in the right direction. Sergeant Brent Wooker, AFN News.
The Southern European Task Force in Italy has had long-standing good relations with the Italian Army, and training with Italian troops is nothing new to them. Army Sergeant Eric Shadoans takes us just north of Rome to Monte Romano and gives us an inside look at some joint training.
American and Italian soldiers gear up for a day of training. Paratroopers from Able Company, 2nd of the 503rd Infantry, were invited to Monte Romano, an Italian Army training area, to prepare their Italian counterparts for deployment.
Okay. Their techniques are close to ours, so bear with them.
The 9th Alpini Regiment is heading to Afghanistan to support the 82nd Airborne Division, where they will work closely with Americans.
Back, push.
We're out here orienting them to American tactics and procedures, particularly today in mount techniques.
Open doorway to my front. Door front.
MOUT, or Military Operations in Urban Terrain, includes close quarters marksmanship and how to move in and around buildings in combat. The American soldiers gave step-by-step instruction to the Alpinis with help from a translator during the walkthrough portion of the training, before heading on to a combined attack on their objective.
I got security. Change your mag.
This training that we're conducting right now is very realistic, and it's gonna help these personnel.
Now make sure your weapon's in tight. You need a fresh mag?
I'm training these people the way that I'd be training my own personnel.
The Italians are motivated and a very disciplined unit. And they'll be extremely valuable over in Afghanistan working with 82nd.
Reporting from Monte Romano, Italy, Army Sergeant Eric Shadoans, AFN News.
4 soldiers killed last week in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan were remembered yesterday at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, as warriors, aviators, and family men who represented the best the Army had to offer. All 4 were members of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. Those killed were Chief Warrant Officers Mark Osteen and Thomas Gibbons, and Staff Sergeants Daniel Kisling and Gregory Frampton. Combined, they had logged more than 7,000 hours of flight. And that's Newsline. I'm Army Sergeant Hank Minitrez. Have a great night.